Hey, so welcome to another video in the Breathe series of the Flow Training Program. So in a previous video, we talked about journaling and the 3 basic questions that you can ask yourself on a daily basis in order to get things started with your journaling practice. Here I want to introduce another way that I use journaling, and it also kind of merges with another way that I use meditation. So meditation or breath training, so far we've mostly focused on how it can help you deal with fear and stress. And that is absolutely still an important part of this training. Another way that it can be used, though, is to use it for problem solving. So there's a lot of misconceptions about meditation. I think one of the main misconceptions is that you absolutely have to clear your mind of all thoughts in order to be successful with meditation. I don't think that's true. That is one way to practice meditation, and definitely a very positive way, but it's also very difficult. Achieving a state of mindfulness, achieving a state without thought, is a very difficult thing to do and takes a lot of practice for most people in order to get there. What I also like to use meditation for is to actually focus on one thought or a few thoughts that are all connected to a problem that I'm trying to solve. So let's say I do a lot of design work. So let's say I'm having an issue. I can't really think of an idea for this project that I'm working on. So what I'll do is before I sit to meditate, I'll think about it. Really, I'll kind of frame that problem and make sure that it's right at the surface of my thinking process, right at the surface of my thoughts. I'm going to think about the project that I'm working on. I'm going to think about some of the things that I've thought about already, but that didn't really work. I'm going to think about all of the different nuances that go into it. And as I'm just kind of bringing all these thoughts to the surface, I'm going to sit, I'm going to close my eyes, I'm going to start with that same breathing technique that we've been using, but I'm just going to sit there and let those thoughts kind of circulate and circulate and circulate. And what's going to happen for most people is as you start breathing, those thoughts kind of start slowing down. And I like to think of it this way. Let's say you're stuck, right? You're stuck in a thinking pattern. Usually it's because you have one door open. And what's happening is you're going through that door, you're rummaging around in there, you're looping back, you're going back into that same door, rummaging around, and then you kind of get stuck into this thought loop, this thinking kind of process loop, right? Now, what meditation does for me is I feel like it opens up other doors, right? So here's the problem I'm trying to solve. I open this door, I look through, oh, that's the same door I've been looking through all this time. So now I shift and this other door opens. Oh, wait a minute. That's a different perspective. That's something I hadn't thought about yet. And then another door. Nope, never mind. Close that door. But what happens is the breathing kind of slows everything down. There's also another theory which is about endocannabinoids. So endocannabinoids, one of them being anandamide, are basically cannabinoids, cannabis, related to your own, created by your own system. And endocannabinoids are known to help you shift perspectives when it comes to problem solving. Right? So when you go into this deep meditative state, and especially if you combine it with some exercise beforehand, you're activating that process and you're helping your mind kind of create these new thought patterns and these new perspectives on whatever it is you're trying to solve. Okay? And then if you want to include the journaling part, what happens is after my fixed times, let's say I meditate for 20 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever, now I have all these new ideas. Thing is if you don't make sense of those new ideas, they might be a little bit confusing. So as soon as you open your eyes and you've got all of these ideas percolating, take your journal and start writing. Don't think too much, just write and write. Kind of what they call a stream of consciousness writing, right? So everything that's coming out, just start writing it down and writing it down and writing it down. And then once you have it all written down, then you can kind of take a step back, read through everything you've written down, and now you can start making sense. Now you can start kind of putting those ideas together and seeing if a new solution comes up for that problem you'd been dealing with. Okay? So that's just one other way that you can use meditation as a tool. It's an amazing tool for problem solving. It doesn't only have to be about eliminating thoughts. Sometimes it's a great way to deal with thoughts. Okay? So give it a try. If you have any questions or comments, please message me, and I look forward to the next video. Peace.